and welcome to my channel. If you're a new subscriber, welcome to the family. If you have not yet joined the family, please do so by clicking on the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, as always, I'm very happy to have you here. Today, as the video title says, I'm going to have a girl talk with you guys. We're going to be talking about menstrual cups and just how they work, if I recommend them, their pros and cons, and all of that. So if you're interested in that, please do stay tuned. So first things first, I'm not an expert as far as using menstrual cups goes, but I did try it out and all of that. So this is all based off my experience with it, and so that's just based on my experience with it. So the one that I got is this Viva cup. I got it in Harare from this lady. If you do want to get it from her, please do just DM me on Instagram, and then I can give you her number because she does not have a page for them yet. But yeah, so it's the Viva cup, and I got it in the S cup. So the S cup is suitable for women who have not given birth to a child, or women who are up to the age of 25, and then the L cup is suitable for women who have given birth and who are over the age of 25. So this particular brand comes in two sizes, which is the S and the L. So you might be wondering what a menstrual cup before I go any further. This is just a device, if you call it that you wear inside your vagina during your menstrual period, or whatever you want to call it. And this it literally sucks the blood. Like it's just like a tampon or a pad. It collects the blood and then you discard of it. So I'm just gonna talk about how it works and all of that, and then at the end I'm just gonna talk about the pros and cons to using this thing, and then maybe you can decide if it's something for you, or if it's not, then don't do it. So basically how this cup works, you have to insert it into your vagina. So you're gonna have to be very, very comfortable with that. So you insert it into your vagina, and essentially what it does, it forms a vacuum so it basically closes inside the walls of your vagina, and it forms a vacuum, so no air can enter, nothing can get out. So it should just be collecting the blood, and when it's full, you just take it out. So how to wear it just depends on what's comfortable for you and all of that. So obviously you can look up any YouTube videos, you can read the pamphlet that comes inside the cup, or you can watch you can just read some information on Google as well. I'm going to show you how the things that I have tried, so that, well, not show you, but like explain it so that you have a better understanding of how it works, and just what I found to be comfortable for me. So basically it comes like this. You have to fold it in a way that's comfortable for you. So the one that they recommend, or one that's like the most common that they talk about the most, is the C fold, which is just you folding the cup halfway, looks like this, and then you put it in. Another fold that I did try was this one, where you fold it like this, and then the top remains looking like this. So the one that I was comfortable with is the second one, because it was much smaller at the top here, which is very similar to a tampon. I have tried tampons before, but they were very uncomfortable for me, and also just the stress that comes with worrying about toxic shock syndrome, which is a high possibility with tampons, was just a lot for me. And the pads, because I have a high flow, I have a heavy flow, I felt like they were very inconvenient, very uncomfortable as well, during the times that I do want to work out during my period. I have a 7-day period, so it felt like, okay, I cannot go for 7 days without working out, because when I did wearing a pad, it would really hurt and I'd get like some friction burn. So I thought, let me try this, maybe it might work for me, maybe this is the answer to my prayers. So yeah, so you have to fold it in that way, and then you have to just lubricate the rim. So to lubricate the rim, you either use a water-based lubricant, or you use water. So I used water because I did not have lube, and it works fine. So after folding it, you just have to find a position that's comfortable for you. I tried 3 positions, and only one was comfortable for me, and only one really actually worked. So it's either you can squat, and then you have to like just insert it. After folding it, you have to insert it at a 45-degree angle inside until it's in, and then it opens up like that, and then it forms the vacuum. So it's not gonna move, it's not gonna go anywhere until you have to remove it. The other position is, standing with 1 foot down, and then another on top of your toilet basin. No, on top of your toilet. What do you call it? Yeah, on top of your toilet. with one leg propped up, that could also work. That didn't work for me, neither did the squatting. It was very difficult. Then you can also lie down and raise your legs up and then insert it at a 45-degree angle. This is the position that worked best for me. So you just have to like figure out what works for you and just try out what works for you and what doesn't. And then to take it out, basically, like I've explained how it works, it forms a vacuum. So it has two holes up here. I don't know if you guys can see them, but it has two holes up here. This is with this brand. Some brands have their holes lower and stuff like that. So what you have to do when you're taking it out, because it's formed a vacuum, so nothing can get in and nothing can get out, unless of course you're leaking and it's full. So you can't just pull it out. So you have to break the vacuum, or the suction that it will be forming with your vaginal wall. So you have to break that. So to break that, you just basically pinch it at the bottom here, and that would just break the vacuum. I guess like blood can get into these holes, and then that breaks the vacuum. I don't know really how that works, but that's how I understood it to work. So once you break the vacuum, you just press on a little bit, and then you feel it release to a certain extent, because now you can pull on it. So then you just pull it out, and then you discard off the blood, and then you wash it, you rinse it with mild soap in warm water, and then you can put it back again. If you're not at home and you don't have warm water or soap, you can just wipe it with a tissue, and then you put it back in again. So I'd say like the first couple of days when you're using this, or even months, you're just figuring out what works best for you, what position works best for you. For me, I was taking it out in the shower because the taking out part was a bit messy, because I didn't know exactly how to take it out in the beginning. But now that I know the mechanism, I think I'll be comfortable with taking it out in other places, because I know it's not going to be messy. Okay, so some things that you have to know about this menstrual cup before you buy it, or once you start using it, that might actually be helpful to you, is that it can last up to 12 hours inside you. So you can have it on from 6 in the morning to 6 in the evening, and then change whatever times work best for you. But you can actually just change it twice a day, so in the morning and in the evening when you go to bed. So this obviously depends on your flow. I have a heavy flow, so on my second day, that's when I have the heaviest. I was able to go up to 5 hours with it. On my third day, I was able to go up to 7 hours with it. And on my fourth day, I was actually able to go up to 9 hours with it. So it depends on how heavy your flow is. Some people can actually last the 12 hours, some cannot. Some will not even get to 3 hours. So you just have to know, your flow and how that works for you. So how you can actually determine that is you wear it, right? And then you also wear like a panty liner, which is advised all the time when you're wearing it, because just in case spotting happens. But you can leakage happens actually. So you can wear a pad on the first time, like maybe the first month you're using it, wear a pad as well as this, so that when it fills up, you know how long it's taken. So just let's say you wake up, you shower, and at 8 o'clock, that's when you're wearing it. Just take note of the time, wear your pad as well. And by the time it starts spotting, you see some leakage, some spotting on your pad, then you know that your menstrual cup is full. It might be that it's not in the right position, but highly likely that it will be full, because the leakage will be not a tiny bit, it will actually be quite a lot. So you know that your menstrual cup is full, and then you can just record the number of hours it's taken for it to get full, and then maybe just subtract an hour from that, so that next time when you wear it, just take it an hour before it gets full, so that it's not a messy takeout. And then you can just do it for the rest of the days of your period, so you know how each day is. Obviously it might differ month to month, but at least if you have a good idea of how your flow is each day of your period, then it'll be much easier to work with this. So I really enjoyed it, because I really love this, because with pads, usually on my first day, I wear the maxi. I think I've shown you guys before. If you check out my other videos when I've done like girl hygiene and all of that, I've shown you guys the pads that I use. So I use the maxi pads, the Cortex extra, I don't know, they're the big ones, the ones people are supposed to wear in the nighttime. So they're basically diapers, you guys. So with those ones, I normally last 2 hours. So I have to change every 2 hours on my first day. But with this, I was able to last 5 hours, which was very helpful. So yeah, so you just have to know that. So I'm gonna go into the pros and cons of using this, so it can help you decide if that's your thing or it's not your thing. So I'm gonna start off with the cons, because I feel like there's not really much. like I've already mentioned before, you actually have to learn how to use it and all of that. It might be difficult. The whole inserting it and like taking it out thing, that was very difficult for me. The first day I actually failed. The second day I managed, but when I was taking out, I had to pray in the shower. I was like, Lord, I'm never gonna use this again. Help me. But I was like, girl, you're not gonna quit because this thing is actually working for you. So yeah, putting it in and taking it out might be very difficult. Finding what position is perfect for you and finding how to fold it might be difficult in the beginning, but worry not, you're gonna get past it. You're gonna learn because it's actually very easy to learn, and you're gonna be good. Okay, so I think that's really it with my cons. I just have one. Obviously, if you Google it, you're gonna find different things as well, because it's a different experience for everyone. Some people tried it and they were like, no, that's not my thing. But for me, I think that's the one thing that I actually had trouble with. Everything else I was actually cool with. With this one, you can actually just cut off to whatever length is comfortable for you with this tail it has here. It's just so that it's easier to insert and take out, but I left it like that. I could feel it just a little bit, but I left it like this because as much as it cannot get lost in you, I just wanted to be able to know that it's in there, but essentially it's very comfortable and you cannot feel it. So I guess that's a pro. It's very comfortable, super comfortable. It changes position. If you're sitting, if you're standing, if you're running, if you're lying down, it adjusts to how your body is seated or sleeping and all of that. Not in a way that it's moving, but it just adjusts accordingly so that there's no leakage, which I really love about it, because I always used to struggle with pads and their leakage. That was a thing. On some days, I know this is very TMI, but we are talking about menstruation here, you guys. So that's TMI enough, but let's normalize that. So I had to like be changing my clothes very, very often due to leakage. So I'm glad that this is not giving me any of that, and I'm comfortable going out in public knowing that I don't have to worry about that, which is something that I constantly had to worry about with pads. Another con that I'm really for is just the fact that like I can last up to 5 hours with it, like I said, on my most heavy flow day. But in general, like you can last a really long time, longer than you do with your period, your pads and your tampons. And just the fact that it's much safer than either one of them, because it forms a vacuum and it's also really clean. You clean it, you sterilize it and all of that. So I forgot to mention that like before you use it, you just have to sterilize it for 3 to 5 minutes. I boiled it in a pot for that amount of time, and then like during your period you just be washing it with mild soap or wiping it down or whatever with clean wipes and stuff like that. And then after your period you sterilize it until your next period. So it's a very like it's very clean. You have to be a clean chap. Another pro for me was just the fact that it gave me a very clean period. So with tampons, I tried them and I didn't like them, but they were obviously like a lot cleaner than pads. But there's also just that I found them a little bit disgusting, and it does not like really like eliminate air from getting into like from interacting with the blood. So obviously there's that awful smell that comes just from your blood interacting with air, which also happens a lot in pads, which I used a lot. So I found that like it's just really disgusting, but this was super clean. Like I could go and pee, I could use the bathroom, and it would just be like I'm not even on my period. See nothing, smell nothing, even hear nothing, child. So I really liked that about it. It's very clean. All you have to do is empty it, wash it out, and that's it. That's the only interaction you have with your blood during your period, which I'm really here for. So I really liked that. Another pro for this thing is, I think I've already mentioned the comfortability. Okay, so another pro for this thing is that it's just like really super environmentally friendly. You can keep this particular one. It says that you can its product lifespan is up to 15 years. So I really love that like it's got a long lifespan and it's very environmentally friendly. Some are made from silicone, some are made from some other material. I'm forgetting what it is, but you're not going to be throwing away like packets of pads. You're not going to be throwing away tampons, flashing them, whatever you do with them. You're not going to be doing that. All you have to do is wash this. So it's very, very super environmentally friendly. And I think one of the biggest selling points for me is the fact that it's very affordable. So I got this one for $10 here in Zimbabwe. I've seen other pages that do sell them on Instagram in Zimbabwe, and they also go for $10. So I feel like $10 once in 15 years, I mean, I would probably just change it because it might end up staining and all of that, and just needing a new one maybe after every year, I guess, but you actually don't have to change it. So that for me is $10. Let's just say, let me change it every year. So it's $10 a year. Whilst with pads, the ones that I use would normally cost me about $5 for the month. So you do the math. You do the math. You're saving a lot of money, and I just feel like it's very, very affordable, very budget friendly, and yeah. So those are the pros for me. So would I recommend this? Definitely, I would recommend it if you, like, girl, just hop on it. I would really, really absolutely recommend it. It's really changed my life, and to a certain extent, like, my periods are very difficult for me. Like, it's just a tough time, and I know it's a very tough time for a lot of girls, for a lot of women. So this just made things so much easier. I actually managed to work out and all of that. And on my day too, I literally have to spend the whole day in bed. I wasn't worrying too much about going to change my pad every 2 hours. I was able to just rest and not worry about leakage and now having to change all of my bed linen and any of that stuff. So I would highly, highly recommend. It does say that, like, girls from the age of 11 upwards, which is around the time that you do start your period, can actually use these. I don't know if I would advise that girls at that age use it, because I feel like it would be a bit of a difficulty, and I just feel like at that time you're still learning about your period, still just like getting used to having those hormones, and just like, getting used to be a person who has their periods every month. So I'd say maybe just wait until maybe like the age of 16. But if you do want to try it out, then go for it. If it doesn't work for you, then you can always revert to something like tampons or pads, and then you can go back to this when you're a little older. But overall, I highly recommend. So yeah, that's about it on menstrual cups, you guys. Thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in my next video. Please do like, comment, and subscribe.